Hey everybody, welcome to the Week 15 Fantasy Football Fallout for the quarterback position. As I go through every week, I'm going to go through the projected top 10 quarterbacks from ESPN. I'm going to go through who actually scored well. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to give you there's still some value on the waiver wire if you're still active in the playoffs and your season isn't over. I have some value for you. I'm also going to give out my awards. I've basically slimmed them down. There's only one award this week for quarterbacks. It's the Kicked in the Nuts award, everybody's favorite award. Somebody kicked me in the nuts. If somebody got you in the nuts in the last week of your regular season, the first week of your playoffs, please let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get moving. In order, ESPN's projected top 10 quarterbacks: Lamar Jackson, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, who as of the time of this recording has not played his Monday Night Football game yet, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Jameis Winston, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, who actually scored in the top 10. We have Drew Brees, Jameis Winston. The ones in white are the ones that ESPN got correct in the top 10. Jimmy Garoppolo, Ryan Tannehill, Phillip Rivers, Mitch Trubisky, Mitchell, his second time on this list if I'm not mistaken, Deshaun Watson, Drew Lock, Matt Ryan, and Lamar Jackson, a mainstay. Before we get moving into the waiver wires and the awards here, just a quick commentary. That San Francisco 49ers versus New Orleans Saints game was incredible. I don't think that's going to be indicative of both what these defenses are going to play, how they're going to play moving forward, or what the offenses are going to do. But that was just a knockdown, drag-out fight all the way to the end. What a game. What a game. Now, do I think that you should pick up Garoppolo off of waivers? Yes, I do. Spoiler alert for the next segment here. But, I've been saying that for a few weeks, and we saw exactly what he can do when this team focuses on the pass. Trubisky, what's interesting about him is I kind of digging into his numbers. They're running the ball a little bit more with him, and they're opening up. It's something I thought that they would do earlier in the season. Anthony Miller is getting more targets. I think that has really helped free Allen Robinson up. It seems like ever since Trey Burton got hurt, this team started going on a run. Maybe that has something. Not really. But Tariq Cohen is also being used a little bit more in the passing game. Maybe not as key or crucial as he was last year, but he is playing better, and I don't think it's a fluke. Deshaun Watson, I was surprised actually how well he had scored. By the end of the game there, Denver was throttling Houston, but at least Deshaun Watson showed up for a lot of teams out there. Drew Lock, this is the second week now that he's played pretty well. He actually played better the second week than he did in the first week. That's a very good sign if you're a Broncos fan, or if you're desperate at quarterback. Matt Ryan, Lamar Jackson, you would expect them to be there. Now, before we get moving into the waiver wire selections, I like to give my Kicked in the Nuts award. Now, this one's an interesting one because if you look at the ESPN scoring, how everybody did, basically every quarterback scored in the 30s this week. It was crazy. It was a great week for quarterbacks in the passing game in general. So I thought, what would be a deserving person, or who would be a deserving person for the Kicked in the Nuts award this week? And with no further ado, that person is Drew Brees. And, Drew Brees, the reason I put him up here is number one. How many people out there just were horrified? They put him on the bench. He's playing San Francisco's defense. I thought that this game was going to be a close game, this 49ers New Orleans Saints game. I thought it was going to be close, but I thought it was going to be a lower scoring, like a game like kind of in the low to mid 20s. Well, wouldn't you know it, they set the record for the most points in a game in this specific matchup. What was it, like 48, 46, 46, 44, something like that, but crazy game, and I'm sure there are a lot of fantasy football owners horrified because they benched Drew Brees based on that matchup, and I don't think that was a bad move given what we've seen this season from the San Francisco 49ers defense, but that's the definition of a nut move. I mean, I think you made the right move, and you just got a kick right in the short and curlies. But let's move it now to the waiver wire selection for quarterbacks. Now, I still think there's value out there. At this point, these guys, I think they're going to shuffle week in and week out as we look at matchups. Now, I'm going to come back tomorrow and clean this up with an optimized waiver wire pickup list. For basically the stream games if you need to stream quarterback. Number one through actually added one on my list, so you have the top six: Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, Garoppolo, Tannehill, Brissett, and Locke. Now Jared Goff is an interesting one to me. 58.4% owned. He's been dropped, and I think deservedly so. But now that the team is looking to finally give the ball to Todd Gurley, I think that he could go on a little bit of a run this year. Remember, he still has Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp to throw to. Tyler Higbee, Gerald Everett aren't bad. And Todd Gurley out of the backfield, he's not bad either. Kirk Cousins, I still think is the best. Now, I think he's better with Adam Thielen in the lineup, but he continues to have efficient passing game. efficient passing games, I should say. So I think he's going to do well. Jacoby Brissett, when T.Y. Hilton comes back, I think he's going to be even better. So similar to Kirk Cousins there. But the thing is, Indianapolis needs the wins, and he's getting pretty good numbers even without T.Y. Hilton and without Eric Ebron and without Devin Funchess. For a while without Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack is back now, and that helps everybody. Tannehill, we saw what he did. I thought he was actually in my Rockobot projections projected as my top quarterback. I actually picked him up off of waivers and streamed him. I was not sad about that at all. And then Drew Lock, just somebody to keep on your radar, especially if you're in a dynasty or keeper league. He's shown enough at this point that you want to pick him up and stash him. Do I play him in the second round of my playoffs? Probably not, but I like to put him on this list just to keep an eye out. So there you go. There's a pretty quick down and dirty episode of the Fantasy Football Fallout for the quarterbacks. I will be doing as well running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and defense and special teams. So check back for those episodes. And I think next week is probably the last week of this episode too. So check us back next week. Maybe I'll do like a daily fantasy segment for week 17. But check us out. And thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please comment, subscribe, like, and we'll catch you on another episode soon. Thanks.